Hey, you symphony cellists, this is Mr. Black here from YSC, The Empire. I hope you're all home, safe, and healthy. And I'm here with Dr. Walsh today, and I wanted to make you a little bit of a video since most of you are probably in school still and learning via online tools. And symphony, certainly your friends in the El Paso Symphony Youth Orchestras, including your teachers, can still share with you some ideas that we have. And I thought I'd stop by the office today and make a recording for you of one of my favorite exercises that I use with all of my private students, and I play it myself. Now, I think I'll start by simply playing the exercise for you. And Dr. Walsh is going to attach this music for you to this video so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to start, if you pull up that page, with number 7. Now, you may be thinking, well, that's just a D major scale. Yes, and you're correct. But this is an exercise that I love so much because it does many, many different things in a short amount of time. It's extremely efficient. And let me explain to you what I mean. In reality, you could use any scale you wanted. The music from one of my favorite books called Habits of a Successful Middle-Level String Musician, which I call the Purple Book, happens to use D major. No problem. We all know a D major scale. That's how we start. Now, it's a D major scale, 1 octave, with an E on top, as you'll see in the music. But then you have a set of variations, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Now, all of those different variations take you through this D major scale with different rhythms. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, believe it or not, almost everybody who plays this for me for the first time plays it incorrectly. And I don't say that to be mean at all. There's a lot of difficulty in this exercise that's hidden. And what I mean by that is this tests your ability to play many, many different rhythms, but stay in the same tempo. This is a trap that a lot of cellists, from very, very young to the most accomplished high school cellists, and even going into a little bit of pro, can very easily overlook. How consistent are your rhythms in your tempo? For example, take variations A and B. Variation A are quarter notes. Variation B are repeated eighth notes. Throughout the whole exercise, you need to play all of this music without changing tempo, which means whatever you start variation A, your quarter notes at, your 16th note variations, your 16th note rhythms and variation A, B, C, D have to be the same tempo. So choose your first tempo wisely. For example, here is variation, let's do B and C, eighth notes and eighth note triplets. Listen carefully, this is correct. I kept the same tempo for my eighth notes as I did with my eighth note triplets. Now, this is usually what I hear when people are learning to play this exercise. Note the difference between the tempo from the eighth notes to the eighth note triplets. Hear how slow those eighth note triplets are? That's because you change, well, not you, I changed the tempo, which is, that's a fail. That means you have not done the exercise correctly. And that's what this does. It opens your eyes to how stable your internal rhythms are and how stable your internal tempos are. Now, I mentioned earlier that this exercise hides a lot in a little package. That's correct. You don't have to do this with D major. You can do it with E flat major. You could do it with G major, any key you want. As a matter of fact, when I'm warming up almost every day, I play this with all 12 key signatures. So, for example, let's do E flat major. Right? Any key you want. Go all the way around. Also, you can use this to discuss vibrato. You notice that when I play this, I try to vibrate every single note. Now that's a challenge and something that you need to work on for a long, long time to be able to keep what's called a spinning hand, where the vibrato simply doesn't stop all the time. If you go back to the early 1900s and listen to Emmanuel Fuerman play, Antonio Janigro, if you listen to even Leonard Rose play, the great, great cellists that are gone, unfortunately, they all have something in common. Their vibrato is like an engine that never runs out of gas. The vibrato never stops. And it's just perfect. It's a perfect sound. Very old school. There's a reason why those cellists are so famous today. And this is a great way to test your vibrato. Maybe try vibrating all the quarter notes in the exercise. Maybe try vibrating all the eighth notes in the exercise. And then when you really get comfortable, try the 16th notes. That's hard. That's very, very hard. Take your eyes down on the sheet to number 11, which is on the bottom of the page. This is the same thing, but it's with harder rhythms. It's with compound rhythms. Let me play it for you. This is in 12/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't let it fool you. That one's maybe twice as hard as exercise number 7. And again, use your vibrato any way you want. Try to vibrate the whole exercise. Play it with different key signatures, different scales. I think you'll find that this will sharpen your playing and get you ready for a great practice session. And also, you will notice a significant difference if you make this a part of your routine in your sight reading capabilities. Your public school orchestra teachers, when you go to contest and go into the sight reading room, exercises like this are key. If you know how to handle rhythms when they appear, and you know how to handle certain key signatures when they appear. Okay, so I thought I'd appear and just show you a little bit of my cello playing life. I know many of you see me as probably your YSE conductor and your YSE teacher, but I started on cello, just like you guys did. And I was taught that not to necessarily pursue a broad goal, like a piece of music you want to play, but always work on sharpening the tools in order to reach that goal, because you can never reach something unless you have the tools to do it. So, once again, it's going to be great to see you guys when we're all through this. I hope you're healthy and safe, and I'll be back soon to share a little bit more about what I do when I'm practicing my cello. So, take care, everybody.